Good morning, grinders. Let's do a quick late night coverage of what happened in the market today. So, this was awesome. All three major indexes hit new highs today. Remember, the indexes, what we call the scoreboards. So, S&P 500 hit a new high at 65.92 but closed at 65.87. The Dow new high of 46,137 closed at 46,108. And the NASDAQ. We love that QQQ play. New high of 22,059 but closed at 22,043. All three major indexes hit new highs in the month of September. Yep, that September seasonality, that is not happening so far the first half of September. We got new data this morning that even more probably solidified the fact that we'll possibly, more than likely, get a rate cut, maybe even three now this year. That's what the market is basically betting on. I did want to discuss Oracle has been the story of this week, moving extremely high. Earlier this week, up about 40%, high of 345, but today it fell 6%. I think there's been a little bit more scrutiny today on Oracle's earnings call where they announced OpenAI is investing significant amount of money to build data centers with Oracle. That deal isn't expected to really start until 2027, I believe, from reporting. And I believe a lot of investors and analysts are saying, well, a lot could go wrong or a lot of things can change between now and 2027. So maybe be a little bit more cautious than how the market responded after that earnings call. I did want to note that we have been in the charts. I've been learning some more things about technical analysis and getting into the charts. I'm going over moving averages and things like that of that nature. So if you want to jump into the charts, understand those charts. I'm learning with you, and I'll share what I'm learning, and we can go on this journey together. Definitely follow us in the Patreon. Oh, I lost my ring light. Follow us in the Patreon. It's only $10 a month, and we share all of our trades real time. I give you some call outs from things that I see, and we did just that earlier today. So if you missed the earlier post from this morning, it's probably because I had in the paid version of the Patreon and I didn't post anything to YouTube till today, or till now, till that late night version of the grind. So definitely check out the Patreon if you want to dive in a little bit deeper and see exactly what we see and how we're executing. I did want to go over some of our companies that we have options plays on. So majority of our companies did pretty well, up about 0.5% today, besides Palantir. Palantir was down almost 1.5%, but it's off of that little low that it was downtrend that it was having. We caught a bounce, and hopefully it's going to continue higher as the markets keep pushing higher. But I did want to close today with talking about OpenAI a little bit. Actually, one last thing, and we talked about this early in the Patreon. Netflix was down 4%, over 4% today. It's low of 11.92. I will say it doesn't dip in this range very often. When it does, it gets bought up pretty quickly. Not saying that's going to be the case this time. We're going to watch the charts and see how it goes. But if you want to see the target price that we're looking for to add to our existing position, or if you want to start a new position, join the Patreon and we'll give you that target price there. But Netflix beat up today, I guess, probably off of multiple reasons. One of their executives is leaving, and there's a deal for one of the major media companies that Netflix, I believe, was interested in, but there's been another player that was announced that might be the leader now, based upon whatever they decide to offer to purchase the media company. It is Warner Brothers, I believe, was Skydance putting in a bid. I want to confirm that with you guys. I don't want to give you any misinformation. So Paramount Skydance is preparing a bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. So hopefully I said that correctly when I said that. But to close, I wanted to talk about OpenAI today. I believe this is something that came after the closing bell, or maybe just a little bit before that power hour, last hour before the market closed. But OpenAI's company structure is in focus. We talked about that a little bit previously. But OpenAI started as a nonprofit and remains one today, and this is a quote, and will continue to be one, with the nonprofit holding authority that guides our future. And that's a quote from Chairman Brett Taylor of OpenAI. So recently, the company was valued at $500 billion, and OpenAI's non-parent will continue to have oversight over the company and will own an equity stake of more than $100 billion. They've been sued by Elon, and they've been even having potential issues with the state of California, where the business is established, of them changing from a nonprofit to, I guess, a for-profit company. So they're kind of changing structures around. They're going to have the non-profit portion of the business have a considerable stake and control over the for-profit. And hopefully this is going to be something that satisfies all the naysayers of exactly what OpenAI is trying to do and change over the business. They signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding with Microsoft, which outlines the next phase of the partnership. And Microsoft is a heavy investor in OpenAI. They invested $13 billion into the company. They have a partnership. And after this dual announcement, after hours, Microsoft shares were up just under 2%. So apparently with this announcement, the investors, the market enjoyed it. So we'll see where Microsoft goes from here, and we'll see what happens with OpenAI. Are they going to run into more turbulence? Are they going to get sued by more people? Is the government going to kind of ease the path for them with the relationship with the Trump administration? Time will tell. So I will see you tomorrow.